Well, hello there, my friends. Jonathan Doyle with you once again. Welcome aboard to the Catholic Teacher Daily Message. Lovely to see you. Well, I can't really. You can see me or you can hear me on the podcast, but I'm imagining you're there. I'm imagining that you're looking holy, absolutely beautifully dressed, handsome, gorgeous, wonderful people that you are. Please make sure you've subscribed, hit the subscribe buttons here and go and check out all the links wherever you're listening, because there's a free 10-week access to my Going Deeper program. And if you want to book me to come and speak, you'll see a link there to my speaking stuff. Go and check that out. Today we're jumping straight into a quote from George Macdonald. It's really beautiful, and I think this quote has a lot of implications for young people, so let's jump in. I would rather be what God chose to make me than the most glorious creature that I could think of. For to have been thought about, born in God's thought, and then made by God, is the dearest, grandest, and most precious thing in all thinking. Do you not think, my friend, that we live in a highly mimetic world, a world of comparison, a world where we are just bombarded, inundated, overwhelmed with images of perfection and success? None of us are immune from the idea that if at some level we were taller, richer, more powerful, born somewhere else, had different skills and talents, knew different people, had different opportunities, then we would be happy. I drove my beautiful son to school today, and he made some comments about my hair or the relative lack of it, which I thought was terribly unkind. So I threw him out of the car. No, I didn't do that. I drove him to school. But I said to him, I said, mate, this is the package. This is what I got. I said, your mum loves me, and your kids love me, you guys love me, my friends love me. My hair's not there. I've accepted it, right? So, but I can promise you, whether it's that or something else, I know there would have been many times in my life where I was always hoping that I'd be something different. I'd have different skills, or I'd be better looking or more talented or richer or more famous. We all have it. Almost all of us have it. It's funny how many Hollywood stars, end up with all sorts of major addiction problems, and how many great stars have struggled with overdoses and all sorts of things, It seems that wealth and success and fame doesn't make anybody immune from this fractured sense that we have about our worth and identity, right? Why I wanted to share this quote is because George Macdonald is saying, what a wonderful thought that we're not different. What a wonderful thought that God didn't make me look like someone else. I mean, I do get confused constantly with George Clooney. It's embarrassing. It happens all the time. But you get my point, right? How amazing that we didn't get made differently. Because Macdonald's point is that the way you have been created was exactly how God wanted to create you. That's pretty extraordinary when you actually think about it. And the reason I think it matters for us students is because how many of our students, particularly young women, Karen and I spent a decade speaking to hundreds of thousands of young people in live seminars around relationships and Catholic sexual ethos stuff, and so many girls struggled with this sense of worth and value and identity around physical beauty. Not every girl, but obviously a very significant number. But don't you see the beautiful missionary aspect of being a Catholic teacher? Because imagine taking this George Macdonald quote really and sharing it with students, going, you know what? You might not be as tall as the girl next to you. You might not look like the girl next to you. You might not be like the person on this TV show. But what you do have is the truth that you've been created exactly how God wanted you to be created. He's incapable of making mistakes. St. Thomas Aquinas, he is pure subsistent being. He is all intelligence, infinite intelligence. He cannot be added to. God cannot get more intelligence. He cannot be given more creativity. He is dependent upon nothing. All things are his. He is all things. It's just, so it's not as if God created you and was a little bit off that day and was just kind of, if only he'd been a little bit more creative, or he just got your hair a little bit different. Doesn't happen. So what if all of us and our students began to realize that in all our imperfections and flaws, in all our weird personality traits and things we wish we were different, I'm an introvert, and one of my daughters is a real introvert, and she's she struggles at times because she feels she's too quiet. So one of the beautiful things we get to do as parents is say, darling, like, God made you with this particular personality. Now, yes, you might become more confident in different ways in the years ahead, but let's not forget that your nature, this quietness of spirit that you have, is not accidental. It's deliberate. So imagine if we could start sharing that beautiful truth with our students. Let me share with you this quote one more time to finish. I would rather be what God chose to make me than the most glorious creature that I could think of. For to have been thought about, born in God's thought, and then made by God is the dearest, grandest, and most precious thing in all thinking. Well, God bless you, everybody. That's good news. Share that news with your students, that God doesn't make mistakes, that they're perfect the way He's made them. Yes, we need to grow in holiness. Yes, there's sin and the fall and all of that stuff, but let's not overlook that the essential aspect of who we are and how we've been created is incredibly good. All right, please make sure you subscribe. Check out all the links to my speaking, the free access to going deeper. My name's Jonathan Doyle, and I'll have another message for you tomorrow.